Well, happy Friday, you guys. Welcome to the Connect 0007 podcast, where human connection is everything. And I am your host, Thaddeus Sims. And today, we're going to keep it simple. I know earlier this week, we talked about energy, love, and your time. And so in this episode, we're going to talk about getting yourself a counsel. We're going to dive further into that. But before we go into this, I have to share my fun fact. And the reason I sound a bit weird is because I'm really trying to think of this. But here you go. The fun fact is there is no angry way to say the word bubbles. I repeat, there is no angry way to say the word bubbles. So y'all don't understand what I'm saying? Bubbles. And I'm sitting here trying to think, like, I think I would laugh if I was really angry and I tried to say the word bubbles. I'm really trying to think. And some of y'all gonna really judge me here, but like every time I'm thinking of bubbles, I think of Powerpuff Girls when I was younger. And the girl's name was Bubbles. And then I think this evil monkey with the brain, Jojo, or whatever. Gosh, I'm judging myself right now. But I don't know if you ever said her name. And I'm just like really trying to picture this. Oh, gosh. Okay. I'm sorry. I had to share. Wow. All right. So you can see this one really had me. All right. I'm gonna leave. Okay. We're gonna move on. So this is the 34th episode, guys, and this is about, like I said, getting yourself a counsel. And we're going to be a little bit more serious. I think all this week has been a serious week. I promise I'm okay, guys, but I just feel like, let's go into these things. I feel like you guys need to get prepared for life and stuff like that. So I want to give you all the things that I know. And speaking of a counsel, I mean, that is a really big part as far as the human connection. Like, you need those people to speak with. But let's dive deeper into this. So why, Thaddeus? Why do I need to get a counsel? So the reason why is you need people who can be completely authentic. The people you can be completely authentic with on matters regarding your life and decisions. So that is really the main reason why. And I know some of us are like, oh, well, I make my own decisions. I do whatever I want to do. And that's okay. That's cool. I feel the same way. But there are times where I need to have a counsel talk. And I may be a little bit of everywhere with this, but you'll see I'll bring it all together. So that is the reason why. But let's just say, okay, Thad, let me get a counsel. Some of the things that you want to look for, like you want to have qualifications for people that you would say your counsel. And what I mean by counsel is that they don't necessarily need to be your best friend. And they don't, necessarily have to be a family member. So I know a lot of us will go there, but a few qualifications is number one, they have authenticity. Number two, they have honesty. Number three, they have your best interest in mind. Number four, they tell you when you're right or wrong. Number five, they know you very deeply. Number six, they have honor. And number seven, they can keep things confidential. And then lastly, they love you, right? And again, these don't have to be a family member. And these don't necessarily have to be your specific qualifications. I'm just giving you some things to really look for when you're considering someone to be like your counsel. Because, all of us are different, so we all need different things. But this is just something to give you to work with. You may, if you want to take all 8 of these, you can. If you want to have these 3, whatever, you can do that. So those are some qualifications that you'd want to have with them. Now, let's just say you do have your counsel, right? That you get them. What you want to do is that you'd want to protect your counsel, right? So it's like, what do you mean by protect? So you want to protect your counsel by not letting people know who you counsel with. Nobody needs to know that. You might say, oh, well, duh, that, like, I know that. But some people we have conversations with people and we may slip and we may say, oh, this person I talk to all the time about, whatever. And you may not think about it. And, it slips. And I'm just, that's okay. You didn't know. But now if you do have someone that you could say, okay, that is a part of my counsel, people don't need to know who that person is or who that group of people is. Keep that a secret. And the reason is because this is like a sacred thing. This is like a real sacred thing. And you don't want there to be a chance of someone poisoning that connection. Trust me. I'm telling you, you don't want nobody to have a chance. And I look at it as almost sacred and sensitive, as if like you have a newborn child, fresh out to mom. You're not going to expose that child to anything and everyone and whatnot. You're going to make sure that it is clean, it is protected, it has all the stuff that it needs, all of that. You're not just going to, pop it out and then say, let's go to Walmart and go get some groceries. I was waiting on the baby to pop out, but now I'm hungry, but we need to get some groceries. So fresh out, you're not going to just take it and just eat. No. And I know some of you with the visuals are like, what the hell is that? I'm just saying, I just want y'all to get this. Now, how to use it, how to use your counsel. Now, when you're about to make a huge life decision or a life change and you want to run it by someone to avoid errors, you definitely want to talk to your counsel about that. And what I mean is, so for me, there are some things that I'm pretty good at handling on my own. But I also know that, there are chances with certain things that I can fall back into patterns of mine. And one of those patterns could be like me wanting to do stuff by myself and not trying to include someone because I don't want to deal with timing, blah, 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 blah. So instead, I will counsel with someone who knows me very deeply, who knows that error about me or knows that, pattern of mine. And I tell them, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm thinking of doing. This is how I feel. And I want to do this. What are your thoughts? And they'll tell me, okay, that's good, but you're starting to sound like how you used to do it before. Are you including someone, or is this something that you think you can do 100%? And they would talk to me and, they would let me know, okay, yeah, go for it, or no, you're doing something. And that gives me that chance to fix that. And because I trust this person, which I don't know if I put trust on there. So trustworthy. If I didn't I don't think I said trustworthy. So that'll be number 9. They're very trustworthy. Like, you trust them. So I would talk with them and, they have that trust. And I know, okay, they're telling me the truth. So I need to reevaluate what I'm doing. And it helps me to avoid those errors or anything like that. And the next thing is, let's just say when you're in the process of, getting your counsel, and this is whatever, I'm going to keep it simple. When you're in the process of getting your counsel, you want to have people who are very different from one another. So you don't want the people who are the same like you. Get people who are very different. And what this does is that it invites different perspectives and wisdom from past mistakes that they have had in their lives. So it's amazing when people can give you wisdom to help you avoid things that you may possibly be about to do, but they could tell you, hey, I did that. You don't want to do that. This is what will happen if you do this. Let me share with you what I did and what I learned. And so you don't have to go through that. And the biggest thing is that having a counsel helps you majorly in life, and it reminds you that you're not alone in your journey, right? So I know that sounds a bit everywhere, kind of sounds a bit short, but you're going to see I'm going to bring this together for you guys. Now, like I said, when it comes to having your counsel, it's very important. I would say have at least 3. I mean, maximum 4. But I would say 3 is a good one to get with. Mentors are awesome as well. You can counsel with a mentor, but again, like I said, this doesn't have to be a family member or things like that, but you want to have some people who have certain qualifications that you need. And I gave you some examples, but you will find that there may be people amongst you who may be much wiser than you. And if you have that person as a counsel and you're very authentic with that person, they're authentic, you can sense these things, you don't have to question it. You can sense that that's a good person to counsel with, someone to talk with, and let them know, hey, this is what's going on, and being very honest. Now, with the counsel, this isn't just a one-way thing. This has to be a two-way thing. So if you want someone to be authentic, you definitely have to be that. You want that person to be honest, you have to be honest. Trustworthy, if you want that, you got to give. It's a give and gain thing, And everything that I mentioned as far as the qualifications that you have, make sure you have that to a T. And now, going on with other things, like I said, protecting that counsel. Not everyone needs to know who it is that you counsel with, because let's just say, God dang it, we have some people who are not mature. They may know that you talk with this person about something important, and they can start shit, and say, oh, well, hey, I heard this person said this, and that can cause issues. What people don't know can't hurt you, and people don't need to know that. That's something very sacred. God damn it, that's like your social security number and then some. Not everybody needs to know that. You know what I mean? That's at all. So keep that very sacred. Now, for me, I have people who are very different that I counsel with, and I don't have to have them all like on a call. Let me say that too. You don't have to have everybody like on a call or think of the typical, I need to have a council meeting. I mean, if that works for you and all of them are together and you can do that, cool. But I know all of my people that I counsel with, it's best that they're not all together because they're very different. And it just wouldn't be as good. So there are certain people in your council who, on certain matters you can talk to about this, or certain matters you can talk to on another thing. So I know for me, when it comes to the emotional things, that could be about myself, there is a specific person who I can talk to, and they can let me know based off something that I did that was emotional. They will tell me if I'm right or wrong on that specific subject and if I need to do better. And they have no issues with telling me if I'm right or wrong. Then there's someone I can counsel with when it comes to something very, very deep about myself that not a lot of other people, 97% of the world, doesn't understand. And I know, okay, I can counsel with that person here. And then vice versa, there's another person I can talk to when it comes to, they know me. So they know, okay, I'm thinking of this decision. I'm thinking of doing this, or I'm thinking of doing this with business. And they'll tell me, okay, yeah, that's nice and all, but are you planning this? Are you not planning this? Do you know about this? And it's like, oh, wait, I didn't think of that. So this helps you a lot dramatically when it comes to your life and it comes to your decisions. Yes, we have friends that we're close with, and I know a lot of us will probably stick with a friend, but some of our friends they love us and they want the best for us, and some of our friends may not tell it to us like they can, because they don't want to jeopardize that friendship. And yes, we want people to be honest, but some friends won't do that. It's different than someone who's not really like your best friend, but they're not that invested in you in that way, but they have they have your best interest at mind. So they know that they can tell you how it is, and it's not going to, affect your relationship versus a best friend. So it's good to step outside of a best friend or outside of a family member because they've known you for so long or whatnot. And that's nice. But what comes with that, again, is some people won't tell it to you like you need to hear it from a different perspective. And not only that, when I say get outside of a friend and a family member, is that you may have to have someone who's your counsel in a completely different arena than you, who has completely different personality and values and beliefs than you do. And you may want to do something. And if you counsel with that person, they can share with you their experience and wisdom on a particular topic that they've been there and done that on. So this allows you to get outside of your comfort zone majorly and talk with someone, who you probably normally wouldn't talk to on a normal basis. But again, because they have that authenticity, that honesty, honor, they keep things confidential. They love you, it may not be in the way of a family member or a best friend, but they love you in another way. And they are not afraid to tell you if you're right or wrong. You gain so much more. You really do. And just how to use it. I know me, I'm a talker, so I can talk with some of the same people I counsel with. I can talk with them about completely different subjects, and it's just not that important. But how to use it is, again, if you're going through something or you're about to make a decision that can impact, your future in any way, like majorly, that's when, you want to obviously do it, whatever. Think about, what you're going to do, and then give them a call or shoot them a text, whatever it is, to meet up with them and put everything out on the table. How you feel, what's your thoughts, where you're coming from, what led you to that decision, what you think the outcome is. Put everything out on the table. Don't hold nothing back. Hell, if someone told you, let them know, hey, someone told me this and this is what I'm thinking. Put every single thing, every single detail out there. And I say that because a lot of people, which we're going to talk about a pet peeve that I forgot about was a pet peeve. But what drives me insane about people, and it really makes me want to slap them, I'm being honest, is when they're coming to me about a problem, and I give them a solution, and then they add on other factors that would have helped if they would have explained all of that in the beginning. And y'all know what I'm talking about. If someone says, oh, well, hey, I'm thinking of quitting my job. Okay, have you found something? Yeah, I found this. All right. Okay, well, then go for it. Well, I was thinking about it, but see, now my girlfriend and her kids are moving in with me as well. So I'm not sure as far as like how the money goes. And it's like, oh, okay. Then it's like, well, that completely changes things now. So then you may not want to. Did you really find it gets more serious? And then when you give them the solution, they say, well, that sounds smart. But then, and it's just like, okay, I want to kill you now. Because it's like, you tell me everything first, and then I can give you the best solution. When you add all these not unnecessary, but when you add in all these different factors, that completely changes everything. And some people don't understand that. So if you're one of those people, please, when you come to talk to people like me or others, let us know all the details, and then we can give you the best solution, because we're not trying to give you this solution, and then you come at us, 2 days later saying, oh, I thought about it, but then I forgot to tell you. Then it's just like, okay, now you're wasting my time. Being honest with you guys, I know someone is saying, thank you. It needed to be said. So yes, know how to use your counsel wisely. Put everything out on the table. Emotions, what you're thinking, decisions, what are the factors, things that are being involved. Put it all out on the table and let them know as well before you talk with them. Hey, I need to have a counsel talk with you. This isn't a regular, blah, 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 blah. When you communicate with your counsel, this gives them time to set the time necessary for you all to have the counsel talk, so there is no interruptions and things like that. So I'm really trying to help you guys get this, because these little things that you may kind of throw away, it is very, very important. Communicate, be focused, let them know so you can get what you need. This is something that's very, very important. Talk with them, be honest, don't hold nothing back. Use your counsel very, very wisely and effective. I'm telling you, it will go a long way. And like I said, having a counsel, it helps you majorly in life, and it reminds you that you're not alone on your journey. Now, I know a lot of us, we're like, at the end of the day, yes, we're who we have. We came into the world by ourselves, blah, blah. But when you're out on your journey and you're experiencing things, it's good to have that counsel that you can talk with, even if you don't talk with them often. But when you do talk, it's quality time. It is good to have those people on your journey, because it helps out majorly, guys. I mean, I love the podcast, and I love talking with you guys and sharing with you. But if it wasn't for the counsel that I had, you guys wouldn't be getting the information that I'm sharing with you, because I've had to talk with people about, the podcast in a sense of, hey, I want to give more, but, I'm not sure how to do that. And it took brave women and men to tell me, well, Thad, you need to stop holding back and share the stuff that you normally have these conversations with us. You need to put that on your podcast. The things that when you're talking with people and you're listening and you're sharing the stuff, you need to put that on your podcast. Stop holding. I'm giving y'all the nice version, because my counsel, they very blunt. I'm giving y'all the really nice version. I'm giving y'all the clean version, because there's lots of strong sentence enhancements, if you know what I mean. And those words and a lot of hitting the table or whatever object in their hand, and a lot of breathing of aggravation. I'm just giving y'all the clean cut version. But yes, if it wasn't for them telling me the things to add and the things to do to make it better for you guys, the podcast wouldn't be where it's at right now. And this helped me dramatically, because they know I love to help people, and they have, my best interest in mind when they share these things and they're telling me this stuff to help you all. So again, whatever it is that you're doing or thinking of doing, or maybe in the process of right now, it is good to have that counsel person, around you. I'm not going to say in your corner, around you, that you can bounce stuff off on. And I'm going to tell you too, there are going to be times where your counsel is going to tell you things that's going to make you extremely uncomfortable, and it's going to make you maybe super emotional. But I will tell you, if you would just sit down, shut up, and listen and actually take what they're saying into heart and meditate on it, it will help you out dramatically, because that's going to happen. Your counsel ain't going to tell you stuff and it's going to be all smooth sailing. It's going to hurt you. It's going to be very uncomfortable, and it's going to probably attack your character, and it's going to really shake you at your core on some days. And you're going to really be looking at yourself and feeling a certain type of way. And I will tell you that from firsthand experience, you going to feel some type of way. And sometimes your counsel might even break your ass. Sorry, I slept. I went a little too, bring it back. But yes, there's sometimes your counsel is going to break you. And you can either sit there and be mad, or you can literally look at the pieces that happen and say, okay, do I need that piece? Or do I not? Or you might have to throw everything away and rebuild yourself. But that's what your counsel is for. I literally always give you guys the calm version, but I got to give y'all a bit of real Thad here too when it comes to serious stuff, because guys, when it comes to very serious stuff, I'm a very intense person. Y'all don't see that, but when it comes to the serious stuff, and it's like, okay, I'm really trying to help you and you need to get it, it's a whole different Thad. So I'm just telling you guys let me emphasize on that. You're going to get that. So know that now. This isn't going to be, I'm going to get stuff and I'm going to feel great about myself and I'm going to move on and walk through the daisies. Yeah, you're going to get some of that. But there are some times your friends are going to snatch your ass up, throw you in the cold water, butt ass naked, and tell you like it is. And it's going to hurt you. And you are going to feel some type of way. Now, you're going to have to make a decision to be either mature, suck it up, and listen and get what you need to change your life, or you can be there and cry about it and I want to talk to that person more because they said some stuff and I ain't like the way they talked to me, so I ain't talking with them now. But okay, you really feeling some type of way, so it must have hit some buttons that needed to be hit and pressed on. So I will tell you that too. Your counsel, be ready for that, because you're going to be sitting around like me. After a while, once you get used to it, you're going to be like me. You're going to wish your counsel wasn't so goddamn honest. You're going to wish, they didn't say certain things. You're going to wish they lied to you, because I'm telling y'all guys, there's some times where I wanted to fight some of my counsel people. That's a whole nother topic. So that's what I'm saying, you guys. I want you guys to really be aware of that and just know that that's what they're there for. And also, too, I just had this whole talk on like them, but let me talk about you. This is me talking to you about yourself and not them. When you have someone who is, you're on their counsel and they're coming to you, it is your duty to be 100% authentic and then some, because I want you guys to understand the gravity of the situation of being someone's counsel. You literally, that person is giving you power. They're giving you a power and then some. I can't think of the word, but they're giving you power and more permission, I would say, to change their life and their decision. So to impact, there you go, to impact their decision. And this is something that you don't take lightly. Even if you feel a certain way of, maybe because there are going to be situations where you're going to feel really sorry, about an individual, with what they're going through. And, you're going to have to make that decision of tell it to them like it is. If they're damn near crying on the phone or in front of you, you have a decision to tell them like it is to help them get through it. That is a counsel is a very serious thing. You literally have people's lives in your hands. People are coming to you regarding their life, and you have a choice to impact that. And that is a very, very serious thing. And I really hope you guys get that. It's a very, very serious thing, and it's not something to be taken lightly. So do not hesitate, and do not, sugarcoat shit or whatever it is, because you care, but you need to sometimes get outside of your feelings. And just to give y'all an example, because I'm saying this, and I don't think y'all really getting it. I don't think y'all really getting at the level that y'all could. If a person is coming to you and telling you, this is an example, guys, so I'm not, repeating something that someone told me. So let me say that. But let's just say someone's coming to you and saying, man, I'm really depressed about what's going on with my life. I really feel sad, and I'm always going through this, and I just feel like every time I do something, I take one step forward, then it's 10 steps back, and blah blah blah. And they're really they're crying, like they're in the darkest place in their life. If you know that they have a pattern of saying this, and they have a pattern of saying every time they do something, they feel like this or whatever it is with the person, it is your right and duty to tell that person the truth and say, to be honest, I hear you. I understand what you're saying. But to be honest, all this is your fault, because you keep, and whatever it is, you keep repeating this pattern. You say this time, say this time. But what have you done differently? Have you tried to do this? Have you stopped giving your power to people? Have you stopped actually crying and looking at what's actually going on in your life? Maybe the steps you're taking forward is not the right steps, and you know this. You know that every time you say you want to do this, but deep down inside, you're not happy about it. You're only doing it for the money. You're not doing it for the heart. Every time you do this, you're always smiling and laughing, and you always put energy into it. But when you do this, it's always an issue. You ever thought that maybe you need to stop doing that? And that, a lot of you guys may think that may be harsh. You shouldn't say that, but no. We having a counsel talk. This isn't a regular conversation with the best friend. So let's throw that out the window. When this is a counsel talk, this is something serious about someone's life. You need to tell it to them like it is. And this is something major. And I'm telling you guys, sometimes it's going to be very uncomfortable. And, you're going to have to hold yourself accountable and help them with that, because you're the only person who can say it to them. They're in a space where they're allowing and open to receive something to change, and you have an impact on that person's life. And I'm telling you guys, it is uncomfortable. I have been there with some very, very, very close people. There's people in my counsel where it hurt me to tell them the truth, dang, I got to tell you, man, when you do X, Y, and Z, this is what's happening, and I see this, and I've been trying to wait for you to, whatever it is. And it can be uncomfortable, but it's your duty, man, to help that person, that individual change their life. So don't take this as something light or something simple. So prepare yourself for this. This is, again, something very, very sacred. And people don't need to know what's going on. Keep it confidential. God dang it. And I'm going to tell it to you like this, too. When it comes to keeping stuff confidential, I'm not going to say lie. But if let's just say that person that's, on your counsel, right? Let's just say y'all have a mutual friend and y'all three are close, right? But, y'all not as close as, okay, here we go. Cause it sounds very confusing. You counsel Tom, and then there's a friend named, Jeff, right? Jeff is y'all mutual friend, but Tom is on your counsel and vice versa. Jeff is not. So Jeff does not know the stuff that y'all talk about. Now, let's just say that Tom says, whatever he said to you and you helped him out or whatever. And Jeff may come up and talk to you like, man, Tom's been different lately. Like, I don't know if he's been feeling sad or anything like that. Has he talked to you? Now, when it comes to confidentiality, I'm not telling you to lie. But what I am telling you is none of that is Jeff's business. So what you do is say, well, I'm not sure what's exactly going on, or whatever you want to say to him. But you might want to talk with him. You might want to ask him, see what he says. He been chill with me and stuff like that. But I would talk with him. Or you may say, I feel like there may be some things that he has to deal with or, whatnot. But no, I'm sure he'll be fine. But if you're concerned, you should probably talk with him. Basically, put the energy back on that person. Tell them to go check up. Instead of them asking you about it, tell them to ask that same question to them. However you got to say that to that person, do it. You know what I mean? And even if it comes with certain loved ones, they may say, oh, my son is blah, 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 but I'm not sure if he's what's blah, 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 whatever he's going through. Again, that is not your place to say what's going on, because in that counsel, that was a sacred time. Say, oh, well, you should probably ask him what's going on. Well, he talks to you all the time. So is there anything you think is going on? And then there's times where you just have to say, well, I just feel as though, there's something that he's probably going through something. I don't normally try to pressure him on that, but you know how he is. He'll probably talk to you and let you know he'll be fine. People don't need to know that. So if you have mutual friends as well, and there's someone you counsel and they ask you stuff, tell them to go ask them. Whatever they ask you, tell them to ask that to that individual, because people don't need to know. So there are things when it comes to you have to do when it comes to your counsel. And some of you guys might think, wow, this is okay, Dad, you might be you doing a little too much here. And it's like, no, this is a very important connection that you have with someone. If there's a chance that someone could mess up your connection with someone who's really helping your life for the better, are you really gonna just let any old body mess that up? And if so, then you might want to work on that. But I'm just saying, this is something that's very, very, very serious. So I'm going to end it there because I feel like I just go on and on in circles. So I think y'all actually got a different side of me today. That was different. But yeah. So enjoy. Find your counsel. Be that person that you need to be for them. The qualifications you want in your counsel. Make sure you damn sure have them. And again, nobody needs to even know who you counsel with at all. That's again, keep that right. Keep that, whatever, because that person don't need that added stuff that's going on. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. And also just remember, on your journey, man, you're not woman, you're not alone. People are there for you if you allow them. Also prepare yourself for it. Prepare yourself for what comes with having a counsel. Prepare yourself to take what you give and then some. Prepare to be broken and shattered and rebuild yourself. All of that. And prepare to break and shatter other people so they can rebuild themselves. You know that, again, like I said, make sure that they love you. You love them. The love is there. That's at the core. Best interest. You have those qualifications. So y'all have a basis. Y'all have a principles, and things won't get out of hand. So with that being said, you guys have a fantastic Friday. And I will talk with you all Tuesday. You have a fantastic rest of your day and weekend. And I will talk with you all shortly. Later.